Hello, this is my submission for the DevCycle feature flag challenge. It's called Cycle Doodle, and it runs on DevCycle. Now, what is DevCycle? DevCycle is basically a feature management platform, which helps you release features safely and efficiently without having to modify or redeploy your code. You could toggle features on and off without changing the code, or you could just roll out features on on only a subset of users. A real example would be if you had already released your mobile app into the App Store. You would know how hard it is if you've ever done it, how hard it is to get it approved and whatever. And with feature management, like DevCycle, you could actually just go to a particular dashboard and toggle it from there, and the already released app would respond to it dynamically. You know, without you having to actually re-release it. DevCycle has a lot of other features. I recommend you check out the documentation here. Okay, now that you know a little bit about DevCycle, I'm going to tell you about CycleDoodle, which is the app I made, and how DevCycle was used to power it. Okay, since the theme of the challenge was Feature Flag Funhouse, I thought I would have fun with it and challenge myself by exclusively using only DevCycle's feature. What's available on DevCycle, like its features and APIs. Okay, so no external database or storage or any other like sockets or anything. Okay, so this is basically just a Next.js app, and it's gonna use DevCycle, pure DevCycle, nothing else. Now, DevCycle isn't meant for this kind of use, like a database or anything like this. It's strictly a feature management platform. It does have a lot of complex features, but it's for feature management. But that's what's gonna make it fun, right? Basically, in CycleDoodle, what you're gonna want to do is log in if you haven't. So click here, sign in. I'm gonna log in with my Google account. I'm gonna log in, and hit play. And if you haven't selected a team, you're gonna be redirected to this page here. Okay, so what is a team in CycleDoodle? So as you can see, we have 3 teams here. Each team, Edit Emperors, Paint Paladins, and Grid Goblins. Each team is gonna have a distinct advantage over the other teams for what you're gonna be doing in this little game I made. Okay. Actually, I'm actually gonna tell you a little bit of about how I actually create a team system using DevCycle. Okay. So in DevCycle, uh, there's a concept called audience. Okay, if I go over to my dashboard here, I click audiences. As you can see, hold on, there are those three audiences that correspond to those 3 teams here. Okay, so you have Grid Goblins, Edit Emperors, Paint Paladins. Ignore admin for now. So basically, what audiences is in DevCycle is it's a way to group users into distinct groups, basically. Okay. So for example, if I click on Edit Emperors here, okay, if I click on the definition of this audience, you can see an audience of Edit Emperor is when a user has the ID of the following. Okay, as you can see, there's 2 in that team, and that's how it works with every other team. Okay. It's basically a way to group users with one another. Okay, so that is what I've done. But how do I actually fetch those audiences and display them on the front end here? Well, DevCycle actually provides a lot of useful APIs. It actually exposes a lot of APIs for you to be able to use. If I click on audience here, there's actually an API to get a list of audiences. So that's basically what I've done. Okay, and if I choose one of these, let's say I'm gonna choose. I want Grid Goblins here. Okay, Grid Goblins have the largest canvas. Blah 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna choose team. Okay, actually, before that, let me go back to audiences and let's see who else is in the Grid Goblins team. No one else, right? Okay, so what's gonna happen if I click on Grid Goblins and choose team? Okay, it's gonna wait for a bit, and I'm gonna be redirected to the main page. Okay, Grid Goblins. Uh, if I look at this page again and I hit refresh, um, now it has a definition of that user that I just logged in with, that I chose the team with. So I actually use another API for that, which is update an audience, and yeah, there we go. Okay, if we go back to this main page here, as you can see, my team that I've chosen is listed here, but also there's a text called voter. Okay, so basically 3 teams. Each team is going to be assigned a role. Okay, either guesser, drawer, and voter, which I am currently now, which Grid Goblins is currently. Okay, each team is assigned to a role at any given time. Okay, no other team has the same role at the same time. Okay, 3 roles, 3 teams, and each team will cycle through their roles every time a user does an action for that particular role. Okay, so how have I done this? How have I associated a role for a team? Well, I actually use another feature in DevCycle, which is why basically the main feature, features. I use features to serve variables. Hold on. Okay, if I click on team role here, team role is a feature, and it has 3 variations of the variable that it can serve. Okay, it serves a string. It can either be guesser, drawer, or voter. Okay, but how do I distinguish what to serve between each team? Okay, if I look at the users and targeting here, there's actually a few targeting rules. Okay, as you can see, if the user is in the audience called Paint Paladins, you serve the string drawer, and if the user is in Edit Emperors, serve guesser, and if it's in Grid Goblins, you serve voter. Okay, as you can see, it matches Grid Goblins voter, Grid Goblins voter. All right. Um, I also use features for a different for another value. If I go back to features here, if I go to team values, this is basically the value which will distinguish the advantages of one team over the other. Okay, so I'm currently Grid Goblins. As I've read before, Grid Goblins has a bigger canvas that to draw on. Okay, so basically that's what Cycle Doodle is. You draw, you guess, and you vote. Okay, so Grid Goblins will have an advantage at drawing because if I look here, variables again, it's the same concept. For team role, I serve string, but for team values, I serve JSON because I want a more complex objects, and DevCycle allows you to do that. Um, okay, here we go. Grid Goblins. If I look at the JSON here, it has a grid size of 144. So usually the other team has 100 and has 5 colors, and it cannot edit because that's only for edit emperors. As you can see, these are different, and same concept as before. It targets different variations. If I click on, if I look at it, Grid Goblins get served the Goblins variation, and the others. Okay. Now, before we start drawing and start doing something, let's look at another feature which I use to store prompts. Okay, so a little bit of spoiler of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be drawing from a prompt. Other teams are then going to guess and vote. Okay, so how do I store those prompts? I actually use another feature. These are called prompts. Okay, ignore the configuration here, and since the prompts are going to be shared on all for all users, for everyone, it's going to be the same. I don't need it to be varied. I'm just going to be serving this main prompts variation. Okay, so prompts has all the prompts that the users can draw and guess and vote. And if I look at the targeting rules, it's going to be a little bit different because I want it to be shared across all users everywhere. It's going to target all users. Okay, it's going to target indiscriminately. It doesn't care what team you're on. It's going to give you the same thing. Okay, that's how I've used DevCycle as a database. Okay, now I actually want to start drawing, but currently I'm not. I'm a voter, so let's sign out and log in into another account that actually is a drawer. Maybe here. I don't know. Yes. Okay. So I've logged in into another account, and he's in Paint Paladin, and he's a drawer. Okay. I'm gonna draw an apple. Okay. So Paint Paladins again has more colors than the others, but only 10 by 10 grid size. All right. So let's draw. I'm gonna be pretty bad at this, but I'm trying my best. Here we go. Gonna be pretty bad apple. Okay, and I cannot edit this because I'm not a edit emperor. So I gotta be careful because every paint is permanent. Okay, let's add a little highlight here and boom. I actually didn't take advantage of my extended color palette, but whatever. Okay, and I'm gonna submit drawing. Okay, submit drawing. Anyway, the drawing has been submitted, and as you can see, it automatically changes my role because I was a guesser. I did an action for the as a drawer, and now the roles have cycled. And this cycling of roles happens across everyone in the world. So maybe another user from across the world, from the other side of the world, is using this, and he was a voter. He will also receive the same effect. Okay, his role will change because I actually hit another API, which is feature configuration, and I updated so the audience targets gets cycled through. All right. Okay. So the drawing. If I look back here, uh, the apple had zero content, right? But it should be updated. So if I hit refresh, it should now contain the color values that I've submitted. Okay, look, apple, boom, right? And the drawer is Paint Paladins, which I was a Paint Paladin. Okay, so I am a guesser now. Okay, okay. Actually, let me show you how in the features. If I look at team role again, Paint Paladins. If you remember before, Grid Goblins was a voter. Let's see what it is now. Grid Goblin. Grid Goblin is now actually a drawer. Okay, very nice. As you can see, the change has taken effect. Uh, okay, so now there's nothing for me to do. So I actually want to log out and log in as the Grid Goblin again. Let's log in there. I'm a drawer again. Okay, with more grids. Let's actually uh, let's actually draw a horse. Oh, I don't have very many color palettes, but I do have a lot of grid, which is not very good in this case. But it's gonna be a pretty bad horse, but it's fine. Okay, you know what? Let's be quick about this. That's a bad horse. Oh my god. Okay, I'm just gonna submit. Okay, I'm gonna submit, and role is gonna change again. And now I'm a guesser. Okay, obviously I knew what this drawing is, even though it's pretty good, because I use a different account. Okay, so now I can actually guess what this drawing is. Oops. I'm gonna go with apple. Oops, apple. I'm gonna submit the guess. I guessed correctly. It was apple. Nice. And I'm just gonna wait for the role to change. It's gonna take a while. Sometimes it takes a while. Oh, actually, I'm a voter now. The role changed, and now I'm a voter. I can vote on how this drawing looked. Okay. I mean, it's pretty great for what it is. So I'm gonna submit that vote. And now I'm gonna change role again. Just wait for it. I'm a drawer again. Very nice. All right. So that's pretty much it. There is one more thing I want to show you. I have one more feature on my application. It's called isAdmin. IsAdmin. It's basic. I served string before. I served JSON. Now I'm serving Boolean. Okay. Two configuration, true or false. If the targeting rule is it only serves true, configuration 1, if user is in the audience of admin. Okay. Let me log in as an admin. Okay. Remember what the UI looks like. I'm gonna log out. I'm gonna sign in as an admin. Boom, and there you go. I get served the value true, so now it renders as admin. And let me show you the gallery. The gallery. This gallery is available to everyone. Basically, once the users have submitted, have guessed, they can look at the library and see what the other teams have done. Okay, as you can see, apples. We have to have a horse and everything. Okay. Uh, if I wanted to see how a grid goblin is drawing, I can do that. I can filter it. Okay, maybe grid goblin. I expected a better drawing because it has more grid tiles, but it's pretty bad. If I look at Paint Paladins, it looks like they're better at drawing. Okay, so if I reset the filter here, you can see the prompts are shown, which should not be the case, but because I'm an admin, I should be able to do that, right? If I log out and log in as a normal user, or if I'm not logged in at all, it's invisible. You can't guess it. All right. So that's pretty much it. DevCycle feature management platform. Use it. Thanks.